You know, all those huge question marks we had over the expedition project? Well, we have answers. Hello, my fellow raiders. Oh yes, there are no more mysteries. The veil has been lifted and we now have all the hard numbers and details when it comes to the expedition project, so you can make a decision on if you're going to send yours. Let's get into this. So, first and foremost, the expedition project itself has been delayed to the 17th of December, as that's when the window will now open. This gives people a little bit more time to work on, well, the ridiculous millions of coinage you're going to need, so it's a nice little change, a little bit closer to Christmas, you know, a fun little expedition present to your raider. In any case, we now know that you'll have 6 days in which your raider can choose to leave. That kind of locks you in, and when you leave, it will happen at the same time for everyone on the actual leaving day, which is December 22nd. So that's very, very nice. There's not like a staggered, you just launch when you press the button, you just commit over the actual window, 17th to the 22nd, and then you leave along with everyone else at the same time on the 22nd. Now, this still doesn't really answer the kind of ways around resetting your blueprint collection, which we will talk about, but there might be a way to have your cake and eat it too here. In any case then, so, you're leaving Speranza. When the expedition departs, all items in your stash will be contributed towards it, and your next raider can earn up to 5 skill points based on the total value of your stash and coins. 1 million coins is 1 extra skill. So that's the big headline here. Between your stash value and raw coin amount, you need 5 million to get the permanent, and this is permanent forever in Arc Raiders, 5 extra skill points, which over time, as I say, with skill trees changing or buffing or adding new ones, that's going to add up and be worth it. Obviously, the blueprint is the big deal, but if you can stomach redoing your collection at least a couple times, you will start to feel these benefits. We've already gone over everything that will reset. Obviously, it's a free skill tree reset, which is the main reason I'm doing it, as I want to spend my points differently. You gotta redo your workshop to level 3, you gotta get back to level 75, re-upgrade your stash, and of course, blueprints. It's worth noting that the initial onboarding from your first deployment in Speranza will be skipped. That means all maps and potential workshop upgrades will be available as soon as you reset, so you can immediately dip into Stella Montis and start farming, as a quick example. So, you will unlock the following permanent rewards. The Patchwork Raider outfit, so yes, cosmetics, the Scrappy Janitor cap, and I mean, if a cosmetic for Scrappy doesn't have you wanting to do this, then what will? The Expedition's indicator icon to tell that you're an Expedition Raider, the up to 5 skill points, and then plus 12 stash space. So this will keep happening, presumably every expedition, so you know, over months the next year, that's gonna add up. And then you get temporary buffs that will go away if you don't do the next expedition. 10% repair buff, that's nice. 5% XP boost, that is actually quite nice. Get you back to level 75 sooner. And then 6% more materials from Scrappy. That will also add up a lot. Think about how many materials pour in from Scrappy constantly. Increasing that by 6% is appreciable. That will be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds over the course of a expedition cycle if you play a lot. So while the skill points, extra stash space, and cosmetics are permanent, the account buffs will expire if you choose not to depart with the subsequent expedition. And then the buffs will increase in power for the next 3 expeditions. So these are going to stack up 3 times. Assuming it's just the same again, 18% more materials, 15% more XP, and 30% repair buff is actually kinda huge. So yes, the expedition window, 17th of December until the 22nd of December. You must sign up during the period, and everyone automatically departs at the same time. Value of stash and coins, and of course, just kind of pile in the loot. We'll bring you a guide very soon on how to easily get to 5 million and be prepared, because honestly, you can do it quite quickly. It sounds like an intimidating number, but it's fairly achievable. And then we've got the next expedition window in 2026, likely in February. So, progression wipes are notoriously difficult things to balance. We get that. Mandatory global wipes have obvious benefits. Everyone has to restart, so everyone gets that new player experience again. again, but I think with the power band in Arc Raiders between a super endgame ridiculous dude and a new player is kind of small, so making everyone reset to kind of prevent infinite money coin power bloat doesn't make as much sense in this game as it does in something like Tarkov. So basically, it's nice that it's in our hands, you know? You want to keep playing, you want to work on your blueprint correction, don't send your expedition. But if you want to really min-max and you're really into it, then do send it. It kind of comes down to that. Again, I will open the floor to you guys. Now that we know the actual things, the numbers, how it will work, are you going to send it? Or is even this not worth restarting your blueprint collection from scratch? It's definitely an interesting conundrum. I would still like some sort of slow way of adding to blueprints permanently, even if I say it's just one per expedition. In any case, there you have it. This is a big deal. We'll be talking more about it soon, but for now, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe to the bell for more, consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.